Okay, my dear students, okay, I am B.P Sah. I'm botany teacher, I think you know that, right? So today I'm going to teach on topics, and before this I have taken, many topics I have already taught one, and here today I'm going to teach the topics related to that is, respiration. So respiration, cellular oxidation of food materials and releasing of energy is called what? Respiration. थाहा छ हामीलाई यो सबै कुरो हैन. And the mechanism of respiration is divided into 4 parts. First part is glycolysis. Second part is, I think you know, oxidative decarboxylation. Third part is Krebs cycles. And fourth part is electron transport system, right? 2 parts I have already taught, right? So today I am going to start that, so Krebs cycle. यो Krebs cycle मा म साइकल जस्तै त बनाएर पढाउँदिन, तर एउटा टिपिकल तरिकाले यसलाई कसरी पढाउने, कसरी जान्ने हरेक कुरो, बिकज इट इज इन्जाइमेटिक, इन्जाइम हुन्छ त्यसमा, त्यसकारण यो धेरै इन्जाइम पनि घोक्न गाह्रो छ. व्हाट आर द टेक्निक through which we can do study this, right? So topics is what that you know. So Krebs cycles, Krebs cycle, right? Krebs cycle, this is Krebs cycle. It was first पहिलोपल्ट described by Hans Krebs, hence it is called, right? It is called Krebs cycle. It is called Krebs cycle, right? What is this? Krebs cycle, right? So it is also known as, right? Known as TCA, tricarboxylic cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle, or right? So citric acid cycle, right? It was discovered in, right? Or first of all, Hans described in, so nematode, right? Nematode and muscle of, right, parrot. Muscle of parrot, that you have to know, muscle of parrot, right? सबभन्दा पहिला डिस्कभर गरेको हो. And 1937 मा यो 1937 for this work, right, he was rewarded by Nobel Prize. So what is this? भयो the citric acid cycle, but how can we define what is the main fate of this? So it is metabolic pathway, right? So for interconversion of, I think you know that, what we have to know, carbohydrates, proteins, and what? Lipids. Protein and lipids, right? So these are about what? These are the points that are related to what? Krebs cycle, that you have to know. कसले पत्ता लगायो? Hans Krebs 1937 में nematode and what? Muscle of the parrot में पत्ता लगाएको हो, हैन? केही पनि छैन, तर केही कुराहरू technically we have to know. So firstly I am going to write here to know. So please try to know that Okay, everybody. So what I want to write here, to know, and some technique I am going to tell you that you have to know. What are the technique? Please so try to know this very easily, right? So one term is 𝗕𝗓 𝗕𝗓𝗕𝗓. So these are the terms that we have to know. But somewhere I am going to include there. Please, there is a n. What is the meaning of n? इसको meaning के हो, के मतलब हुन्छ, के अर्थ हो, त्यो पनि म भन्ने वाला छु, right? And there is also what is n. After that there is what is g, right? And there is what you know, and f and n. What is this n? Up to here that I am going to show. Firstly, what we have to know. So please see 𝗕 alpha S F M and other what to O. So I think you know, you have studied in 12th class also. Please show. What is this citric acid? What is this citric acid? First, cis-aconitic acid. Cis-aconitic acid, that you have to know. Cis-aconitic acid, isocitric acid, and oxalosuccinic acid, that you have to know. Succinic acid, please you have to know this. Alpha ketoglutaric acid, ketoglutaric acid, that also you have to remember. Now succinic, right? So first succinyl coenzyme A, succinic acid, and fumaric acid, that also you have to know. And malic acid, one is malic acid, other oxaloacetic acid, right? Acetic acid, that you have to remember. So these are the term, full form of what I have written there. And it is what you know, 6 carbon compound. 6 carbon compound. It is also what 6 carbon compound, that you have to know. And it is also 6 carbon compound, 5 carbon compound, right? And all are 4 carbon compound. 4 carbon compound, 4 carbon compound. There is also 4 carbon. After that what? 4 carbon compound, that you have to remember. What are the CCIO alpha SSFMO? त्यसको फुल मिनिङ के हो, यसको फुल फर्म के हो, कुन कम्पाउन्ड हो, कति कार्बन कम्पाउन्ड हो, 4 वटाले बनेको छ, 5 वटाले बनेको छ, that we have to know. Only this is the to know मात्रै लेखेको छु मैले, that is the point, right? You know. After that what we have to know is that, right? So there are some points also here. What are they that you have to know is, please. So one is what NAD, right? To know NAD. Other is what NADP or NAD. Other is what G. G means what you know, GDP. And other is F means what? FAD, right? 3 points that you have to know here. Nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide. If there is P, then it is what? Dinucleotide phosphate, that you have to know. And GDP, guanosine dinucleotide. But what is there? The phosphate, dinucleotide phosphate, that you have to know. FAD, flavin, flavin, right? So adenine dinucleotide, you know, adenine dinucleotide, right? That you have to know. Flavin, adenine, dinucleotide, and these are the full form that you have to know. And other thing what you have to know is that where there is n, what you have to meaning of that n, that also you have to know. Please try to know. So what you have to remember कि हामीलाई जान्नु पर्ने हुन्छ भने मैले सर्ट फर्ममा लेखेको छु जहाँ NAD आयो, यसको मिनिङ भयो NAD आयो, and निस्किने बेलामा यसले निकाल्छ what NADH2. That also you have to remember, right? So अल्फा र यसको बीचमा NAD आयो, NADH2 निस्क्यो, यसको बीचमा F आयो, FAD आयो, FADH2 निस्क्यो. That also you have to know. Other case is that FAD, यहाँ के छ FAD आयो, निकाल्छ के FADH2, right? Clear निस्किन्छ. Similarly there is what GDP comes, right, and it brings, you know, and it forms ATP. तो यो बुझ्नु पर्ने कुरो मैले के उसमा इन्भल्भ गरेको छु भने जहाँ n छ के बुझ्नु पर्यो भने what comes there NAD and releases what NADH2, what comes there FAD, that brings what releases what FADH2, फेरि यहाँ NAD जहाँ छ त्यहाँ के आउँछ NAD आयो, NADH2 के भयो निस्क्यो. That we have to know. Other part what you have to know, this is the next part, is that so how to make the enzyme, right? Enzyme कसरी बनाउने भन्ने कुरो, किनभने यहाँ धेरै इन्जाइम छ तर कुनै इन्जाइम्स टेक्निकले पनि बन्दो रहेछ. इफ यु नो सम टेक्निक्स 4 or 5 वटा तिमीले के गर्न सक्छौ, हामीले त्यो इन्जाइम त्यतिकै बनाउन सक्छौ. जस्तै मैले के यहाँ भने so suppose there is A and that converted into B. What happened there? NAD comes and releases what NADH2. है त जानु यहाँ A र B को बीचमा के छ NAD आयो र के निस्क्यो NADH2, राइट? कुनै आपत्ति छ यसमा? पहिला नै भनिसकेको छु मैले, राइट? यु नो. आफ्टर दैट हाउ टु मेक द इन्जाइम कसरी बनाउने, यसमा माथिको जुन नाम छ नि तो नेम में के थप्नु पर्यो डिहाइड्रोजिनेज, है त डिहाइड्रोजिनेज, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द नेम हियर? A डिहाइड्रोजिनेज. व्हाट इज द नेम अफ इन्जाइम? व्हाट A डिहाइड्रोजिनेज. त यसरी पत्ता लगाउन सकिन्छ जहाँ H2 निस्केको छ NADH2 अरु FADH2, त पहिलाको जुन नाम छ उसको माथिको जुन नेम छ त्यसमा के राख्नु पर्छ? डिहाइड्रोजिनेज. As for example, other I am going to tell you, please try to know this. So please tell me, suppose there is what M, right? What is there? M, and it converted into what? To O. And what is the meaning? What I taught you, मैले के भने यो दुईटाको बीचमा NAD आयो र NADH2 के भयो? निस्कियो. त NADH2 निस्कियो, right? That means you know this is the meaning. NAD comes and that you know releases NADH2. मैले के अब यसको इन्जाइम के होला त? इन्जाइम जान्ने टेक्निक के त? कसरी इन्जाइम हामीले, हाउ कैन वी राइट द इन्जाइम फर दिस? सो व्हाट आई टॉट यू, व्हाट इज द नेम अबव दिस? त्यसको माथि के नाम छ त्यसमा के थप्नु पर्यो? डिहाइड्रोजिनेज. सो व्हाट इज द नेम अफ इन्जाइम हियर? यु नो which enzyme acts there? So what is this? M for what I taught you, it is what? Malic acid. के हो त्यो? Malic acid. यो भन्दा पहिला हामीले कुरा गरिसकेका छौं. So malic acid. त अब यसमा थप्नु पर्यो हामीले malic acid dehydrogenase, right? I taught you, I gave the formula, right? You know, माथिको नाममा के थप्नु पर्यो? डिहाइड्रोजिनेज. 4 ठाउँमा यस्तो कुरो छ, हैन? Suppose one example is what? I is converted into isocitric is converted into oxalosuccinic acid. ए दुईटाको बीचमा के आयो? N means what? NAD. जहाँ NAD छ के निस्किन्छ त्यहाँ NADH2. सो प्लिज व्हाट इज द नेम के सजिलो कति सजिलो के पढ्ने के जान्ने यदि पनि जानेन हामी के पढ्न सक्छौं सो व्हाट इज द नेम आई फॉर व्हाट टेल मी व्हाट इज द मीनिंग अफ आई आइसोसाइट्रिक एसिड डी राइट आइसोसाइट्रिक एसिड राइट सो आई after that here what we have to add there dehydrogenase so what is the name of enzyme isocytric dehydrogenase right please that we have to know isocytric dehydrogenase last ma euta भन्नु गइरहेको छु हैन that you have to know how to make the enzyme right so one is there what you know so succinic fumaric acid malic acid right like this so S and there is what is there F the fumaric acid and what succinic acid and FAD comes what comes FAD F means what FAD यो भन्दा पहिला हामीले कुरा गरिसकेका छौं FAD भनेको के हो F भनेको FAD comes and that releases यसले के निकाल्छ भने FADH2 what is the name of enzyme आफै सोचेर भन्नु पर्यो what is the name of enzyme that we have to know मैले यसमा के भनेको छु यो नाम के हो सक्सिनिक एसिड राख्ने यहाँ के what is this सक्सिनिक एसिड डिहाइड्रोजिनेज यसमा के हुन्छ डिहाइड्रोजिनेज त एकदम सजिलो तरिका जहाँ NADH2 निस्केको छ FADH2 निस्केको छ त्यसको माथिको जुन नाम छ नि त्यसमा के थप्ने डिहाइड्रोजिनेज सो दिस इज द one point that I taught you next you know anywhere if you know what is related there you know suppose this A and B and what comes there right CO2 is released right where it is released it is known as what 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 right 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 जुन ठाउँमा CO2 निस्क्यो what is the name of the 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 माथिको नाममा के थप्ने 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 so यहाँ के हुन्छ 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 what is the name of enzyme 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 हैन माथि जुन छ त्यसको नाममा तलतिर 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 लगाइदिने हाइड्रोजन निस्केको छ भने डिहाइड्रोजिनेज लगाउने CO2 निस्केको छ भने 𝗕.𝗦𝗰 निकाल्दिने द्याट्स अल हाउ टु एन्ड दुई चारवटा हामीलाई घोक्नु पनि पर्छ याद पनि राख्नु पर्छ अनि 5-6 वटा टेक्निकले पनि भयो हैन राइट other thing what you have to know is that ATP so when NADH2 एउटा NADH2 एउटा NADH2 को भ्यालु हुन्छ यो इलेक्ट्रोन ट्रान्सपोर्ट सिस्टममा हुन्छ यसपछि म पढाउँछु अब भोलिपछि पढाउँला राइट I will teach later right so कसरी 3 वटा ATP हुन्छ it is coming it is not here but we have to calculate how to calculate 3 ATP that also you have to know right so 3 ATP त्यस्तै 1 FADH2 equal to एउटा DH2 ले कतिवटा ATP synthesize गर्छ 2 वटा right so what is this 2 ATP release गर्छ and other we have what 1 GTP equal to what to 1 ATP to remember how I cannot say today right because it is in electron transport system कसरी 3 वटा बन्यो कसरी 2 वटा but to remember we have to know right so I to know this very important right to know this and then I am going to start the Krebs cycle what is Krebs cycle what is the production of ATP what are the number of production of NADPH2 FADH2 GTP and how to calculate all that I am going to start okay so some symbolic to know मा मैले पढाएँ धेरै कुराहरु हैन यस्ता याद राख्नु पर्छ okay